Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and welcome to the 85th episode of the Woo Crew Podcast. I'm here as host, my co-host Matthew, who is very tired this week.
I'm exhausted.
And we're here to talk about all things going on in the LEGO world. So yeah, this might be a shorter episode. This is the we are filming at midnight on a school night episode, because yesterday was Emma's birthday, so we couldn't film yesterday, but today Matthew was working, so we're filming late. So for the shorter one... Yeah. But so it's a shorter one, sorry, but also luckily there's not much news this week. So like, good thing this doesn't happen on the week where we got all the January 1st picks. Could you imagine?
Oh my god. I feel like if it was that though, I'd be a little more excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean we have one exciting thing to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout the members out.
Yeah, so shout out to all the YouTube members who helped support the channel, and a very special thank you to Pyro, and above, who are Tumbleweed, Craftmastr C223, Ruune, Garfield, and Suntan. Thank you very much. If you're the viewer and want to become a YouTube member, go click the join button next to the subscribe button. Now, let's get into the podcast.
Yeah,
so,
let's get it.
The first thing I want to talk about, I think, is the Boba Fett set that we had leaked, and I'm pretty sure we're able to cover it because, like, we know a dude bought it, and like
So okay, they bought the Dark Trooper helmet in a store in the United States.
Okay. So
it is found.
Should be good to cover it. It should be good to cover it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive we are good to cover it, just because it was bought at retail. They posted proof that they bought it at retail.
Yeah,
so.
Here, I will actually say the exact Instagram account who purchased it. So that's my source, all right? At Ethan Bates 26, okay? He's the one who posted it, and we saw like the bag of him purchasing other March 1st stuff as well. So yeah, that's where this comes from. So Len, I doubt you're watching, but if you are, that's where this comes from. Okay.
I think you're fine.
Nah, I think we're fine. But yeah, let me pull this up. I'm on Lego Fulcrum's Instagram because I think that's where I first saw it.
Yeah.
So here it is for the viewers. We have Boba Fett's Palace. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed by this.
You see, I actually think this looks better than I expected it to.
Yeah.
I don't feel disappointed by this, but also I don't know if this will be a day one for me.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not day one for me now. So Jabba's Palace is probably one of my favorite Star Wars locations ever. I love it. I love the entire Jabba's Palace sequence in Episode 6. And the original Jabba's Palace set was, or not, the 2012 one was one of my favorite sets as a kid. So this one just feels a little disappointing.
I think this one looks better than that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That one had a whole, like, I don't know, it had a lot more life to it. Like, this just feels flat to me.
This feels a lot like the 2014 Mos Eisley set to me.
Yes, it feels almost exactly like that set to me. And that's the thing, is I don't know, maybe I'm just nostalgic, but the 2012 one felt like it had a proper throne room. Like, you could put figures in front of, like, the fact that the Rancor pit is just a thing sticking out is, that's a little lame to me, I don't know. It just feels very smushed, and, like, if this was, like, 60, I'd be like, okay, but it's 100. And we have to see better pictures, but for 100, this doesn't look like it's worth it to me.
I want to see the other side of it, and I want to see some better pictures of the minifigures. I'm curious if Fennec Shand is just going to be the same one as from the Star Destroyer, except without her helmet. That hairpiece is the wrong hairpiece for her.
Yeah.
They're using the Makari hair, and that's a hairpiece like with the texture of like a black person, like the hair texture of a black person. Then Fennec Shand is Asian and has like long straight hair.
Yeah.
I don't know why they went with this hairpiece. I think that is a really bad decision. It should have been I haven't gotten it out yet, but it should have been this hairpiece, the one with like the two things coming down in the front and then the one ponytail in the back.
Oh, like the classic long ponytail hairpiece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably just switch it out for this set because, like, holy moly, that is the wrong hairpiece.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a little wacky on her.
That just doesn't work, but I'm excited about the Gamorrean Guard.
I have to say, I am glad. It looks like the Gamorrean Guard is using the same mold that they used back in 2012.
It is.
That makes me very happy to see, because it does... it does bother me when figures like that get redone, because they're like, there's something that you would want to army build, but when we only get one every 8 years, like if it was different every time, that would be really disappointing.
Yeah, I hope we do get more Book of Boba Fett sets, because like this doesn't really describe anything from the show. It really is very heavily just the scene from what's it called, from Mando, which is like, that's okay, but like I would really like a minifigure of Chrysanthemum, I think his name is, the
Yeah.
giant wolf. I would like a minifigure of him. I would like the goth girl.
Oh yeah, I want that one for no reason at all.
Yeah. I'd like one of the Twi'leks. I think that would be cool to get.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters from the show. I'd like a Rancor. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So there's some characters in the show that I think probably should have been here that aren't, but like, we'll see what happens with if they make more sets.
Yeah, there's definitely characters I would want. In terms of like actual builds though, like I don't know what else you would do. A Rancor, they could do a whole proper Rancor pit, I guess, as an extension of this set.
Yeah, I would like that, but I don't know how realistic that would be.
Yeah. I do have to say the minifigures in the set, despite being like just background characters that died immediately at the end of Mando, are all really cool looking.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm looking forward to getting these minifigures, and mostly just because they're probably going to end up in my Mos Eisley display.
Yeah.
Kind of say with this set, it's probably going to be displayed with my Mos Eisley just because it's similar enough style that, like, is Jabba's palace in Mos Eisley? No, but will it look good there? Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the pink-haired girl. That hairpiece looks awesome.
Agreed.
Bib Fortuna, I don't know how I feel about him, because, like, I don't know what a better way to do him would be, but, like, he looks tiny. I need to see that figure up close, but, like, he was Jabba-sized at the end of Mando. So, I'm not sure if, like, how great this minifigure is, but it's an interesting decision to keep him as a minifigure.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Weequay off to the left side. That is a really cool looking minifigure.
Yeah.
No, that's not a Weequay. The Weequay is, I think, the human looking one. I don't know what that alien is called, but like the tentacle looking guy.
Yeah. I'm also curious to see what the back of this looks like, because it does look like it goes semi-deep, so... This, yeah. My opinions on this site could change when we get more images, but right now I'm just a little let down, because the 20... I know it's been, obviously, 10 years, but the 2012 one was, what, 120, I think?
I think so.
And that one felt like significantly more than this, so...
Have you looked at it recently, though?
The 2012 Jabba's Palace?
Yeah.
I mean, I have it on display in my recording room at home, so I look at it pretty frequently. Jabba's...
Just looking at images of that, it doesn't look like that much bigger. Like it's not too far off in size from this one, I don't think.
Yeah, well, let me show it to the viewers.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it now. Like, I honestly think this one looks more well detailed.
Yeah. It has the one section off to the side. I feel like the throne room just feels so completely original. And the tower on the side too is a lot taller. Maybe I'm just nostalgic. I don't know, but I
honestly think you are nostalgic, because I'm looking at both right now. I think this new one looks significantly better than the original. Not original, but well, I don't like the look of the 2012 one.
I don't know. And the 2012 one also looks pretty cool from the front, which is not how they show it often. But we haven't seen the other one from the front either.
Yeah. I'll want to see this from the front, but
the roof of the 2012 one is significantly better, though.
I don't know. I think it looks really, like, basic.
But it's at least complete. This just looks like it's cut off.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see more from it. But
I really, really do think this one looks better.
Okay. Well. Yeah. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I do want a new proper Jabba's Palace one day, but we're never gonna get it. So.
I don't know about never, but
it was controversial for some reason back in the day.
It would be controversial for the same reason this one would be controversial. There was a mosque in, I don't remember what country, that was like, "Hey, you're copying us. Remove the set." And like, I was like, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't controversial for anything besides exterior architecture.
Maybe that's why the roof is different in this new one.
It's possible why they changed the design of it on the exterior.
Whew, the old one sells for 220 used nowadays.
That's not bad.
I would never sell mine, but that's pretty cool. Speaking of Boba Fett, so when this podcast goes up, the final episode will be out. But you got any thoughts on the show as a whole, Matthew? Before we see the final episode?
I honestly don't want to judge it as a whole before we see the final episode because I want to see how it ties it all together. So far, I feel like it's felt very disjointed and it's felt very kind of like separate from itself. But as a show that's kind of so I said this to you the other night, but it feels to me a lot like Mando season 2.5, not a Boba Fett show. Like it feels like it's tying things together and setting up for Mando season 3, as opposed to being a show about Boba Fett.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, here's how Boba Fett's still alive, here's what's going on with Mando, season 3 Mando's coming soon. Like, that's what this show feels like to me.
As just, like, fun Star Wars content, I'm enjoying it, but I do, all I have to say is I hope Boba has something to do in the finale, and I guess the viewers will know if he did have something to do with the finale at this point.
Yeah. I am mildly not disappointed, but I guess it's just not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's just not as exciting as Mando was.
Yeah, I have loved all the Mando content we've gotten in it, but also, like, I would have preferred just Mando Season 3.
Yeah.
They could have shown Boba Fett stuff in Mando Season 3 and kind of not given us all the boring stuff with Boba.
And I got spoilers for Episode 6, The Book of Boba Fett, but what are your thoughts on CGI Luke?
I think the audio is worse, like his voice is worse than how he actually looks.
Yeah, I'm mixed on it. Like, it's cool to see Luke, but it is a little dystopian, this idea of, like...
I would have preferred they cast someone who looked like him, like they did for Han Solo, instead of try to CGI Luke. Like, Sebastian Stan looks a lot like Luke.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Or, like, that's what they did with Obi-Wan, like, with the prequels.
Yeah, like, why does it have to be a CGI Luke that... I don't know. I would prefer an actual actor.
I saw someone make a comment that, like, I was fine with it when I watched the episode. I'm like, oh, it's cool to see Luke again. But I saw someone make a comment that this is all inevitably leading to a show where it's CGI Luke, Leia, and Han all together.
Is that going to happen?
I mean, it could. If Luke's going to be a part of, like, this Disney Plus Star Wars universe. And that does feel very, like, I love these characters, but I don't, it just feels wrong to me, you know, like...
I don't know, I honestly don't think that will happen. Especially because they have an actor that's playing young Han Solo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They, like...
I really don't think...
The fact that Luke has come back at all is, like... is strange, because I was expecting Mando Season 2 to just end there, and it was going to be, like, we were not going to see him again. Like, the CGI in that one scene was fine, but, like...
I don't think it's going to be, like, an integral thing, though. They're, like, obviously not putting too much focus on him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is mildly off-putting, but I don't think the CG's that bad.
Yeah.
Is it perfect? No, but
it's like definitely not Mark Hamill, and because it's definitely not Mark Hamill, it's like at that point, why not just actually make it not Mark Hamill?
Yeah, I would prefer an actor instead of CG person, but that's my opinion on that.
Yeah. So, you want to go to some viewer questions?
Yeah, let's do some viewer questions.
Oh, also, sorry, Technic set was revealed, but we're not Technic people, so...
Okay, but actually, I think it does look quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, this is, like... I've been looking at Technic, like, off and on the past 2 years because we have the podcast, so, like, back in, like, before the podcast, I would just straight and never even look. But I've been looking at some sets off and on, and this one is probably the least interesting to me. I'm just not a fan of this type of car, and...
I like Formula 1 cars, so I think this is cool, but, like, it, you know...
My favorite part is the WebX sticker. I think that's so funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't have a ton to say about it, but for all you Technic fans in the audience, all one of you, shout out for this one.
Alright, let's get some viewer questions.
Let's get some viewer questions. Alright, so... If you could make a Lego set based off a real-life object, what would it be? I actually thought that was a pretty good question. Because, like, we get stuff like the typewriter and the piano. Did the piano happen?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that out, or is that...
It's been out for over a year.
Oh, okay. I can't keep track of them. And we have, like, the globe and stuff. I'm not sure what I would do.
A real-life object.
I want nail clippers. That actually work.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking around my room. What object would be cool?
That's what I'm doing, too.
I
think, like, a record player kind of thing would be... Like, I think that would look pretty. Like, with, like, the giant, like, cone-style speaker. Like, a vintage record player would be cool. Just to display with, like, the typewriter and stuff like that.
Yeah, something else that'd be pretty cool that we've kind of gotten in other forms before, but not completely, is just, like, a bookshelf, like a actual size, like, little shelf of books. I think that would be really cool.
I agree. So there was a ideas project, I want to say, a little while ago, that, it was, like, book ends, and the books, like, the books would, like, open up and have, like, little houses and stuff inside, and I love that concept, and would actually really like that as a set.
That's cute.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's a good question, but the thing is, I don't buy any of the real life object sets, so.
I know.
I would want a giant picture of Elvis.
Yeah.
Was that officially revealed this week?
Yes, it was. Oh no, that was last week. I think we discussed it already.
Did we talk about Elvis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember saying how much I hate that set.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I know they made the NES. I think getting some other game consoles built in Lego would be like, I don't know. I'm just thinking a Switch built in Lego. I feel like would look really good.
That would actually be really cool, or like a Wii. Switch, I think, would be one of the coolest ones.
I honestly think it would be cool to see a Switch, and I feel like they could probably.
They could make like the Joy-Cons detachable.
Yeah. Like I honestly feel like there's some cool stuff they could do with that, and I would probably buy it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know. A part of me also wants to say I'd like them to maybe do more Fender partnership stuff. I would love an acoustic guitar. I would probably buy that day one. I've only not gotten the electric because I play a Fender Strat, so it is what the set is, but it's in a different color, and also mine was $180. That set is $100. I'd rather pay an extra $80 and buy another real guitar. But that's honestly my thing with the object sets. Is it's like I'd rather just get a real one.
Yeah. No.
That's why I like the globe so much, though, because even though it's not perfectly accurate, it's accurate enough that like it is the real thing. Still, it's just made out of Lego.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my drawn out opinion on that.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question to be asked. I like the game console answer. That's actually I'm changing my answer to that. I want a PS5 in Lego. Could you imagine that giant like ugly thing just?
Oh yeah, I'd like an Xbox.
Yeah, the Xbox One. What's the new one called? Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
One of those where it's just like a giant cube, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that would look really good.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible to get a Back to the Future theme? No.
I don't think a theme, but I don't think I could see them making another Back to the Future set.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd wager even to say we will get another Back to the Future set at some point.
In fact, knowing that Speed Champions will be introducing licenses this year, I could see a Back to the Future Speed Champion set being a possibility.
That would be so cool. Because the original DeLorean is unfortunately kind of lackluster.
It's not a very good set.
It's good looking. It just doesn't fit minifigures, which is kind of the whole point. But you put the Speed Champions team on DeLorean, that would be. Oh, now that gets me excited. That would be incredible. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I don't think we'd get a full theme because I just don't think there's enough set to be made. Like if it was a brand new movie, maybe, but nowadays no. Did you watch the new Lightyear trailer?
Yes.
Do you thoughts on that? Any potential sets did you see in it? I didn't watch it, so I can't say. But
Um, so they show Zerg a little bit, and he's like really big. I think one of the sets will be like Buzz versus Zerg, and Zerg's gonna be like brick built
that'd be pretty
or
cool, actually.
like character building system built. One of the sets, I'd be shocked. So my guess is one of them is gonna be a 4+, some like random location, like the home base or something. One of them is going to be Zerg, and one of them is going to be Rocket. I think Zerg and the Rocket are going to be not 4+. The 4+ set will probably be a location build of some sort. That is my Buzz Lightyear prediction. I do not know for sure what the sets are going to be, but just knowing how they usually do stuff like that, I could see them doing it like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think those are going to be March 1st, aren't they?
Are they really?
I think so.
Huh.
Regardless, I will be buying at least one of them day one because I'm very excited for that movie. Yeah.
All right. I think that's good from the community. Now let's go to the Bricks by Mind Woo Crew the Bricks by Mind Discord server where it's only YouTube members. If LEGO had no rules on that they won't make sets on R-rated properties, what R-rated theme would you like to see in LEGO?
So is this theme or just single set?
We can say either. They said theme, but we can say either.
No, I think theme is a little more challenging because it would need to be so it has to be R-rated property.
Yeah. Or we can extend to anything that LEGO currently violates LEGO's guidelines.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there's some PG-13 stuff or like TV-14 that they're not going to make.
Right, yeah.
Breaking Bad.
I don't think that would ever happen.
The only reason I say that is because it would be really funny.
Yeah, it would be, but like that's not gonna happen. I'm trying to think.
Unironically though, I would love to see more animation in LEGO akin to Simpsons.
Yeah.
Not a Family Guy fan at all, but how funny would LEGO Peter Griffin be?
I would buy that set just for like the joke of it.
And I also think like Rick and Morty has really fun character designs that could like. Despite being an adult property, would make for really fun toys.
I honestly think a Rick and Morty theme, not necessarily even just one set, could work fairly decently. Just because, like, spaceship looks good. It's episodic, so they could just pick a random episode and make something from it.
Yeah, it's just cool aliens. And stuff.
No, there's a lot they could do from that show. I don't think they'd ever do it, but Fortnite would be an unironically awesome theme.
Oh. No, that's okay. Sorry, yeah, that's the number one answer, straight up. Yeah, like no, I know there's some Fortnite haters in the audience, but
I honestly think a Fortnite theme would be fantastic and work really.
It would just be video, but with better designs and with guns. Because like video's biggest appeal was like a wacky, crazy minifigures. But Fortnite like has better designers than the video team, I'd say. Because Fortnite characters are more appealing than like Bunny Girl.
Yeah.
On the whole, and there's a lot they could do with it. Like I would be okay with a Fortnite theme without guns, straight up. Just give us skins.
And no, there's enough they could make sets on too. They could do locations, they could do buildings, they could do the wacky vehicles, which there have been plenty of. I mean, I honestly think that it would have potential.
Dude, if they could do Overwatch, I don't see why they can't do it for it. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years we do actually see LEGO Fortnite, because LEGO has been loosening their license rules for a little bit.
Well, I want to see if any of those video game rumors actually happen, because I know the Uncharted one was proven fake, but the Horizon Zero Dawn was not. So if that actually becomes a set, I will be very curious to see what happens with that.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that would hold Fortnite back is it uses realistic guns, and they're not even that realistic, but they are real guns to an extent.
They've moved away from, like, realistic guns
as much, but there's still realistic guns in that game. Like Star Wars and even Overwatch don't use real guns, and that's like, I mean, stuff like the MCU does. So I don't know. It's a very arbitrary rule that I would love to see them break.
Yeah, I always love thinking about stuff like this because it's so hard to tell what LEGO will do.
Oh, another franchise I'd like to see, maybe not. I mean, like a one-wave theme would be cool, but even just the set is Matrix. It is absolutely cruel that they were in the LEGO Batman movie and we never got them physically.
That I agree with, and I've never even really watched the Matrix movies.
I remember I came out of that movie and I'm like, holy crap, that was awesome, they were in there. And I was expecting, like, with LEGO Movie 1, they they kept the spoiler sets until the third wave, and that's when we got like like Batman. We had like a crossover Batman set in the third wave. We had Angry Kitty in the third wave. So that went on. So I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna put like we're gonna get like Agent Smith in one of the sets and like a later Lego Batman movie wave. But no, we never got him.
Yep.
And it's heartbreaking. Like, come on, Lego.
Something I would like to see also. This is stuff we already get, but I would love it. So you know how they made the Tumblr last year, from the Nolan movies. I'd like for them to do more stuff like that with like the MCU, other Batman stuff. Like just if they go back and make some stuff from like movies that were big in the 2000s and stuff, but wouldn't really be something they make sets on now. Like I really want more Nolan trilogy sets that are like movie accurate. I'm kind of on a Batman kick right now, so I'm thinking about it more. But like, I would kill if they did like one set from each of those movies.
Yeah. No, that'd be really.
Like,
cool.
I think that their wave for the new Batman movie is really solid, but like, I am a Nolan trilogy fan, and I would love sets from all three of the movies. And I don't think what they did at the time really did justice to those. But
yeah,
not that many like R-rated properties that I think would really work too well with Lego.
I need Lego Euphoria. Is that R-rated?
Yeah. I watched an episode of Euphoria the other day.
I literally don't even know what that show is. I just know it's popular, and Zendaya's in it, and those are the only things I know about.
One episode with my friends the other night. It was like some random. It was the most recent episode of season 2, and I will not watch another episode of that show. It was like genuinely disturbing.
Really?
I'll tell you about it after, but I did not like what I saw, and I'm like, I don't need to watch this.
We need Lego Universal Monsters. Give me the Mummy.
Yeah. You mean CMF series Halloween?
Yeah, no, but we need the Mummy from the movie The Mummy, which was kicking off the Universal Monsters cinematic universe, and then that movie did so poorly that they never made another one.
We need Lego Lepin.
We need Lego Hotel Transylvania.
Yo, you're right.
All right, I think that's good for the podcast. It's a shorter one. Oh, yeah, it's a shorter one, but you know what?
Is that all the questions we had?
It was pretty much all the good ones.
Cool.
Mostly Boba's Palace. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it here. Get our sleep. Thank you everybody for watching this week's episode of the Woo Crew Podcast. Stay tuned for next week where it's going to be longer.
Maybe we'll have
if you enjoyed
more news to discuss.
Maybe. If you enjoyed, press like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We do these every Wednesday for Sensei Wu Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
I don't have an outro today.
Well, actually, Matthew, there is one more question for us to answer. This is coming from Henry. He asks, do you think we need more Duplo gift with purchase polybags? And if so, what awesome animals do you think we could get?
So I do think we need more Duplo gift with purchase polybags, and I think the awesome animal we can get is a squirrel's polybag.
Yo, Duplo squirrels?
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I would army build them.
I would like to see a Duplo snake. Like, just, like a 2x2 brick with, like, a little tail coming out one end and a snake face printed on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, out the front.
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about. That would slap.
I agree.